What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about the surprise update that just went live over in Warzone, some exclusive reward gameplay, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also as a reminder, there's plenty of brand new content going up over on dkdynamite.com for those that want additional coverage of multiplayer, Warzone zombies, even Warzone mobile, plus we got plenty of tweets every single hour on Detonated's Twitter. Now, I do want to start this video by talking about the new free Amazon Prime bundle that is for MW3 specifically. I know we have seen in the past where they'll drop an MW2 bundle for free with Amazon Prime, and since that carries forward into MW3, it's regarded as a quote-unquote new pack. For those that bought this bundle before, sadly you don't get reimbursed the COD points if you spent any on this pack, but if you do have Amazon Prime, you get this free bundle featuring 2 weapon blueprints, a calling card emblem, and even a decal that is specifically a Striker SMG skin, and then a skin there for the Core 45 pistol. Now I think you have around 34 days to go ahead and claim this bundle before it gets replaced with another one during the duration of Season 3, but we are nearing the end of our second season here. We're down to our last week and a half-ish of our second season. Should be seeing marketing next week for the April 3rd DLC drop. Now, I do want to thank you for the support on my live stream earlier this morning with the global launch of Warzone Mobile. It's a ton of fun just getting used to the controls and sensitivity on Verdansk, Rebirth, and even the small multiplayer. There was a couple of technical issues that I think I've now gotten ironed out so that it can ensure some smoother future Warzone Mobile streams that I'll be doing likely weekly in the case there's a new event that drops or other content that we want to go ahead and dive into. But the game itself is available right now globally. If you're seeing an issue where it says your device is incompatible, try updating your phone, restarting it, give it a little bit of time, and hopefully that does get resolved. If you do know for a fact your phone is compatible with Warzone Mobile, that's probably an issue that COD Updates over on Twitter is going to be talking about later on today. But aside from that, tomorrow is the beginning of Operation Day Zero, the launch event for Warzone Mobile, which will provide us with rewards inside of MW3 and regular Warzone. The problem with the event, though, is that according to the in-game timer, it says the event itself does begin at 7 a.m. Central. Unless that changes, which if it does, I'll keep you posted with the pinned comment down below, an article on Detonated. But unless that changes, what I'll probably end up doing is just waking up early and recording some footage of the in-game event tab. We'll talk about it. I'll upload a video about it right away at like maybe 8 a.m. Central, an hour after it begins. I'll likely do that. I think what I would have initially done, especially because it's Fridays, I probably would have done a 2-hour podcast counting down to the start of that event if it would have started at a normal time, like 11 or 12, like we're accustomed to. Fingers crossed that all future Warzone Mobile events do begin at usual business hours whenever we do get a big update inside of COD. And we get big updates and events every Wednesday or whatnot for MW3 and Warzone. Hopefully Warzone Mobile does it on Thursdays going forward, but I think for the sake of the global launch window and all these regions just now getting the content, I think that's why we're seeing a really funky release time for Operation Day Zero, but we'll have to wait and see what they do for future Warzone Mobile events. But the big 36-hour live stream has already begun over on the Warzone Mobile YouTube channel. You can also watch it on Twitch and even TikTok, but I believe the drops are only obtainable when you watch the stream on YouTube or Twitch. I would say it's probably better to do on Twitch. I can't believe I'm saying that, but for the sake of being able to track your progress with the rewards and the amount of time you've watched, it's probably easier to do that when you link your Twitch account to your Activision. You can still do it on YouTube, but people out there probably prefer to do it through Twitch since that's the platform that does drops the best, at least in my opinion. Don't think TikTok supports that, but if that changes, I will also pin a comment down below. So if you go ahead and watch for select amounts of time, as you can see on screen, you'll go ahead and gain access to a bunch of rewards that do transfer to every single game. So Warzone Mobile, MW3, and regular Warzone, right? That includes the operator skin, even the blueprint. There is some cool gameplay that's already surfaced though of what these rewards look like inside of a match, inside of the firing range. I'll put that footage on screen so you guys can see from the usual data miners that I guess got access to it a little bit early. Who knows how that happened, but we talked about these rewards in a little bit more detail within yesterday's video, but figured I'd remind you guys just in case. Do you have the next, 30 hours now to go ahead and claim these rewards? It's really simple. It's just like claiming some CDL drops over on Twitch or YouTube. Same system, and then these rewards should be usable in-game probably starting in the next couple of days, or maybe with the launch of Season 3, these will be added to every single title, including mobile. Now before we continue, I just wanted to remind you about MitchCactus.com, where you can get assistance granting camos, nukes, or schematics in MW3. These guys do not use unlock tools or any bannable methods and will actually help you play the game. Mitch Cactus is also supported by Trustpilot with over 10,000 verified reviews. You can use code DYNAMITE for a limited time to save 5% off your order. Well, now I'll be covering mobile as much as I can here on the channel, but for now, let's get back to regular Warzone, because that's probably what you clicked this video for, as Raven out of nowhere went ahead and confirmed on Twitter today, for the next week only, Mixed View BR is a limited time experience inside of Warzone that allows players to toggle between first and third person view. Yes, you heard that correctly, third person Warzone is back, has not been seen in-game since February 8th, 2023. It's been a while, and I didn't really get to play it that much on Al-Mazrah last year, maybe played a handful of games, but it came back, I think, periodically once or twice, and that was again before the second week of February of last year. I guess it just wasn't a mode that was played enough, but I love the fact that they might cycle third person BR into Warzone along with Battle Royale preview every so often, and the preview mode does feature the covert exfil, the weapon case, but maybe they'll just have a little bit of a rotation every season where for 1, 2, or even 3 weeks you get a wacky type of mode like this new preview one. Now you guys probably saw the gameplay was a little buggy in the background, not sure if that'll be ironed out in the next couple days before the playlist gets removed, or if that's going to be the experience here in Mixed View for the remainder of the game mode's life cycle. But I'm also curious if this was a part of the Warhammer collaboration, considering third-person multiplayer technically did return in the form of the Juggermosh LTM. I'm curious if they timed it that way, hence why they just now brought in Mixed View BR to kind of close out Season 2 with the Warhammer collab. Who knows if that was coincidental or not, but still cool to see nonetheless. Now hopefully this mode is well received to the point where someone higher up at Activision, or even somebody over at Sledgehammer, says, hey, it did well for Warzone, and it's been a while since that playlist has really been seen, so maybe it'll do well for multiplayer. So fingers crossed they'll end up cycling that back in at some point, possibly in Season 3. Who actually knows what they're going to do, but hopefully the future of third person is bright for the COD franchise. I think we're likely going to see a variant of third person in Warzone Mobile at some point, so might as well also add that in every now and again to the mainline COD series. But about 2 days ago we got our small patch notes for multiplayer in Warzone. They were nothing crazy. We went over them in my recent video talking about the new Bass B lever action amp. Aside from that though, we didn't get a playlist rotation for Warzone as of yesterday. I think it's been really random every week seeing either Wednesdays or Thursdays be the day we get patch notes, playlist updates. Multiplayer only got Ship House, which isn't bad for those that wanted to see that playlist, but Warzone didn't get anything until today. So as of now, we do have the Mixed View BR for Quads Urzikstan, only available for a week. We then have the Ranked Play Trios option over on Fortune's Keep. That'll remain a staple for a while. Lockdown Quads. Then we have Battle Royale Solo, Duos, and Quads Urzikstan, Trios Vandal, and then for Resurgence, we have Solo Vandal, Duo Ashika, Trio Fortunes, and Quads Urzikstan with POI rotations. People are gonna be sick of these, especially when Rebirth gets added back in, likely next season. People are gonna want every squad size option for just that map for a while. It's just a controversy every single week with the playlist rotations that hopefully by the time Black Ops rolls around this fall with what is rumored to be a Verdansk integration again, hopefully by then they kind of change up how they do these rotations, and it kind of goes back to more of what we're familiar with from Warzone 1, where you can almost have every squad size option available for any map that you want to play. But I want to end this video off with some more Warzone details that came in from IGN during an interview today. So they actually went ahead and interviewed Activision, in which they first off confirmed what the deal is with Warzone Mobile supporting 120 players while regular Warzone only supports 100. We had up to 150 back during Warzone 1. So for those wondering if it was some type of technical limitation for why we've decreased the amount of players in a lobby, Activision says it's not. It's actually a design decision, which I know you guys are probably not going to agree with, so leave all your comments and feedback on this down below in the comments. Having only 100 players seems like a silly design choice, especially with these BR maps getting bigger and bigger every year. I mean, Urzikstan is a pretty large map, so you could say, hey, maybe it'll be a faster pace match with more action if you have at least 120 players, at least match the number that Warzone Mobile does. Almost doesn't make sense as to why they want to have less players in the main Warzone experience, unless it helps matchmaking somehow, since there aren't that many folks in a lobby to the point where that can help populate other lobbies that need more people. I just wonder what the design decision actually is. But also for those worried about how much content we're going to be seeing inside of MP, Warzone, and now Warzone Mobile, will that be even? Will there be a fair amount of content drop for each mode? For anybody worried about that, luckily Activision did confirm in the interview today that mobile will not take over the focus from console or PC COD, and both will be supported continuously. I quote, "There's more effort and resources on the COD console and PC premium experiences than there's ever been." So with that statement in mind, I got a question, right? Did the layoffs impact that statement at all? I mean, we have seen the most amount of content ever for a post-launch season within MW3 so far, but will that be impacted at all over the next couple of months, since there were layoffs just recently that might have impacted Season 3, 4, 5, even the next Black Ops title? That's something that we just don't know the consequences of just yet, but fingers crossed, and not only do those folks find other jobs elsewhere as soon as they could, but hopefully on the content side of things, we aren't going to start seeing less content now, since Microsoft is shaking things up and trying to bring things in-house and then outsource other projects and other departments.